Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Man, how you doing? Hey, good evening. It is Tuesday evening. Man, today feels like it's been a very long day. It was been an information overload, but we're not going to mail it in. We're not going to mail it in. We got a new album review this week, and I knew I was picking this one as soon as I seen the releases. I was like, how can I not do this one? And we'll go into that um soon. But first, you already know how we do this. Hey, look, made in the 1980s, right there. Made in the 1980s. Bah. That is the podcast. Made in the 1980s Friday. Audio drops Friday mornings, 5:15 a.m. 515. I love that number. 515. And then the video drops on Saturday, exclusively to YouTube. Video for Made in the 1980s podcast drops at 8:15, 8:15 p.m. And I hope you check it out if you like checking out podcasts with people that aren't talking about gender wars that happen to be black. All right. Hey guys. So Will Smith dropped a new album. All right. It's pretty cool. No, okay. Let me be serious. So scrolling through Tidal, because that's what I do like dang near every day. Definitely every other day, because my schedule's a little off. Because the music sounds better on Tidal. And once I seen the albums out, at first I was going to do Saba's album, but I didn't quite listen to it all. So apologies for that. And then I did see the 20th anniversary of The Grind Date from De La Soul. Rest in peace, Trugoy the Dove. And I feel like, man, maybe I should do like a 20-year on that, because that was a really dope album. And there were some other albums that exist. I was trying to give y'all something way different, that maybe a lot of outlets are not talking about, or everybody's not hyping up. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the Dude Friday, but that sound for me, I just don't really dig it. So I'm not gonna do that album for anybody that may be wondering. But respect the homie, and I hope he's doing well in his career. You dig? But once I saw this album cover, I was like, yeah, that looked like Will Smith. And then I happened to click, and it said based on the true story, Will Smith. And I was like, whoa, hold on. Will Smith just dropped another album. No way I'm not listening to it. No way I'm not listening to it. For a few reasons, right? First one is that this is the first album that Will has dropped in 20 years. Yep, that's right. The album with Switch on it, Lost and Found, that came out in 2005. I remember that vividly because I worked at Champs then, and the Switch, the lead single, was on one of the Champs videos. Wildly enough, I think, what was that? Will, Rico Love, Red Cafe, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, they were all like on one video. And matter of fact, I want to say Champs Manhattan. I was gonna say Madison Square Garden. That's crazy. Champs Manhattan. They were doing some rap battle, and I think Hell Rell won it. But he didn't go by Hell Rell during the battle. I think I could be wrong on that. So, but definitely a dude sounded like him that was definitely in it if he did not win. Be that as it may, listen, a lot is going on with Will Smith in the past, because it's 2025 now. So 5-6 years, there's been a lot going on with Will Smith. And I wanted to hear it just for that reason alone. What was he going to talk about? What was he going to say? Because you could look at what the first 25 years, 30 years of his career, and you could say, outside of maybe a couple questionable movie roles, Will Smith has been anything but controversial. And within this era, within this new time, with new young people, a whole new generation of people that didn't even know Will Smith was a rapper, because again, Some people now they're 20 years old. They have no idea that even the Lost and Found album happened. They only know certain movies. And some of them don't even know Ali at this point, which is wild, right? But Will is considered a very controversial figure now in the space of entertainment. You know, whether it is for the Red Table Talk and the Entanglement, or if it's for slapping Chris Rock over his wife, and you know, the widespread just internet fodder, because we've never really proven anything about their open marriage and things like that. And people talk about their kids. People go crazy on the Smith family, but that's just a given. It sucks, but it's a given. So I had to listen to this. And you know what? Not for nothing, controversy and all, I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm a grown man. I like Will Smith. I like the brand that is Will Smith. I loved DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. I love Will Smith. Will Smith the rapper, Will Smith the actor, all of it. I'm here for his art and his entertainment. I don't understand why many people, especially black people, don't. And we'll get to that because unlike many others, I'm not about to switch up now. I grew up loving Will Smith, and I'm going to keep loving Will Smith and the Fresh Prince as an artist, as a creator, all of the above. I don't split hairs in that instance. But I know a lot of people do. So, you know, hey, this one is also for y'all, right? And not for nothing, I actually give all of his albums a listen. You know, we have to, and I really do mean this when I say this, as I see the comments pointing. I'm gonna get to y'all in a second. Oh, shoot, Wang and Jones in here. This is great. We got to get out of this thing like, one, Will Smith don't make hit records. Right. We gotta stop that. Will Smith has more hit records than some of your favorite rappers, mine included. So I'm not saying that to be judgmental towards anybody else. You know, the theme song that he made for a TV show is a hit record. So that speaks to that. Now granted, the Fresh Prince was a storyteller in rap, and Will Smith is like the rapping man. So there's two different careers. That is a very underrated rebrand, if you want my personal opinion. To be this young kid with a DJ, really core traditional hip hop records, and then you get famous, and then you do TV shows, and all of a sudden, you know, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, yes, that is almost a character now. And now you can be Will Smith, the man, and then you make even bigger records. Because I think, well, hold on. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. You can split hairs because Summertime is the biggest DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince record. But is it bigger than Men in Black or Miami or Getting Jiggy with It? I don't know. I like Summertime more, obviously, but that is just what it is. Let me get to these fools real quick. Okay. Jones says Fresh Prince is way better than Will Smith. And you know, okay. I mean, I'm not necessarily mad at that, but how are we measuring way better? Because Jones, you specifically, you like to say that because you don't like a certain sound. Like you I want more context on how he's way better. And obviously I'm not measuring success. I'm just going to measure song quality, because to me, out of everything, out of Fresh Prince and Will Smith, the best album in Willard Smith's catalog is Big Willie Style. And then probably He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper. Probably. So I want to throw that out there. So the shocker all over again. Yeah, hey, Still the shocker all over again. Revisionist history. We not about to act, and we not about to play like we wouldn't rock into no damn Fresh Prince or Will Smith. We're not about to do that. I am too old to be doing that. Let me see. Will Smith, the the actor is better than Will Smith, the rapper. All right, this sounds like hate. That sounds like hate. But at the same time, though, I get it. I get it because you got, Ali, you got the Men in Black series, Bad Boys. So, blockbuster movies, Independence Day. Got blockbuster movies versus well, definitely I think 2 Platinum Plus albums. But every Will Smith album is at least gold, though. Every one of them. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely listen to Millennium. And you know what? Hey Jones, I was not going to listen to it with the Casey and JoJo song, but then when I heard Slick Rick and Biz Marquee on the joint, I was like, "No, I gotta listen to this." I got on the, I think it's like So Fresh, I think it is. Yeah, I had to listen, and it's not a bad album. Now, granted, you know, Will Smith doesn't make the kind of music that you do drive-bys to. You know what I'm saying? You probably can't even get a good finger bang out of a lot of Will Smith records. I've never gotten the Roadhead and Willennium or Big Willie style was playing. I'm not about to cap here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my cape on at all, but that doesn't mean that it's not good music. Just at the core essence. Yeah, you can't do ratchet shit with your friends to Will Smith music, but that does not make it bad. So back to my notes here. Just gotta have notes. And also, even though he's not a lead producer, but I also love the fact just off the rip that no matter what Will does, music wise, DJ Jazzy Jeff is still present in some facet, whether he's still producing, but just behind the scenes, or he's on intros and interludes. I love the fact that Will and Jazz, another underrated tandem, 2 friends that never broke up. The money and the fame didn't change them at all. Nothing has changed between Will and Jeff, and that should be celebrated. That should be commended. You know what I'm saying? Drama and Jeezy couldn't stay together for till we're like what, TM 102 recession, and look how long Will and Jazzy Jeff have been cool. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I mean DJ Jazzy Jeff, arguably or maybe unarguably, is probably the greatest DJ in the world. He's definitely in the top 3. So I listen to everything that DJ Jazzy Jeff does for sure. Again, listen to that Bob James album with DJ Jazzy Jeff. I think it's a joint that they definitely are on is called The Bop. Fire jazz hip hop collaboration there. And let me see. Yeah, okay, so check it out. My man Jones. Granted, I was 14 in 99. Millennium wasn't even on my list. I was Slim Shady. Okay, so look, so beautiful. So check this out, Jones. Because I was 18 in 99. And I was listening to Slim Shady too. But I'm grandfathered in to listening to Will Smith. Again, I never forgot Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble, which I still think is one of the realest songs ever freaking made. Okay? Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble and The Message should be like in everybody's top 10 of the realest stories ever told in hip hop. That's just how I feel. All right. But also, look, Summertime. I'm never fronting on the dude that made Summertime. I'm never doing it. Sorry. I can't do it. I'm not fronting on the dude that said, here it is, a groove, slightly transformed, just a bit of a break from the norm, just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not fronting on that guy. Can't do it. That is unfair. That's whack to front on that guy. Can't. No matter how much money he makes. So obviously everything in the news about Will and Jada and Will and Chris and Tony Rocking Will and everything else, and Willow and Jaden, everything about Will has made the news in some aspect. And even though I do know Will to be a storytelling rapper, I was kind of curious if he would cover any of this in detail in song. So that was the other reason why I personally had to listen to this album. And so I'll say it, somewhat of a spoiler alert. You don't get the, speaking to Slim Shady, you don't get the cleaning out my closet, you know what I'm saying? The Will Smith version of cleaning out my closet on here at all. That doesn't exist. But with all the obvious talk about him and his family and his actions lately, we don't get that glaring, hey, this is the track about everything. Even though we don't get that, I do like the perspective of dancing with the elephant in the room. And that's what this album is. It's 14 tracks, 37 minutes and 8 seconds of him dancing with the elephant in the room. So let's talk about it. The intro is as close as you'll get to him addressing anything about him for longer than a bar or two. That's it. The intro is the longest one. And B. Simone and Jazzy Jeff are on there. And it's like, it's to be fair, it's very DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Princes. Like it's in that bag. It's the all there. He's only missing the mom voice. Well, if you're laughing, they don't need you because they're not good friends. Yo, that's the only thing they're missing in this. and Will is doing other voices. And so you get into that joint, and then it's a bar. It's a bar on the first track, right? First track is called "Y'all Looking for Me," right? And he say Jada got DMs. No, Jada got my DMs hot with bodies. So now, I know y'all don't really respect Will's lyrical prowess and all that. I get that. It ain't the bar of the century though. But for everybody that made the crying memes, for everybody that felt bad for Will and was like, you need to get back. For everybody that was tripping about the August Alsina thing, like I think one thing that we really don't be realizing, because we be trying to put ourselves in the minds of celebrities, no matter what happens to Will Smith relationship wise in the public eye, he's still Will Smith. Like he's still him. Yeah, the guy that's been a millionaire since he was like 20. He's still that guy. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think women still want to bang out Will Smith, whether he's married or not? And then they hear about the entanglement, the August Alsina thing, and they hear about the Chris Brown thing, and they like, you don't think Will's getting offered the nanny? Y'all really be thinking like he hired up out here? Like you think it's rough for Will Smith out here to slay something? Come on, dogs. And he let you know that off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, and this is the bar that's addressing him and his actions and what he's learned. There's just a few moments in the album, and then like you got, and I won't give it all away, but you have to listen to it. But it's bars here and there, and they're addressing everything. They're addressing like him as a man, his actions, as what he's done, and what he's learned. But overall, this is just music to listen and vibe out to, which at the end of the day, Will Smith, the rapper, that's what he does. He's not here to hit you over the head with the super conscious, yo, you gotta listen to this, or yo, people that I'm going through, like you're not getting the open book, you're not getting the diary. You dig what I'm saying? Like he's just not that guy, and that's okay. That's okay. I love the fact that he's still one of those artists left that we see a lot of the personal life, but yet he is in a lot of ways keeping the music separate. He literally is telling you, well, no, this is Will Smith, the artist. You know, Will Smith, the man, is going through some shit, but Will Smith, the artist, is still going to give you this. So I do like how, yes, the lines kind of blur, but overall, they're just an aspect of him maybe even just talking to himself or giving us the entertainment in spite of what he's really going on in his life, because he considers this his own brand of therapy or an alternate version of therapy, which is creating. And I personally totally understand that. Let me get back to these comments real quick. I seen some more popping up. My dog Jones, he said, part of my dislike for Will Smith, the rapper, is how he kind of tried to front on hip hop at the 1999 VMAs. I never killed nobody in my records. It was a little pretentious. So, okay, so Jones, I'm kind of shocked at this take because you literally just said you like Will Smith, you like Fresh Prince way more than Will Smith, the rapper. And so be clear in the era he comes from. You know, the first Grammy went to this brother, and he ain't killed nobody then either. And he didn't do a bunch of cussing either. Him and Biz Markie and Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Well, outside of Kane, all of them, they barely cussed in their raps. Like, that was the energy. That was the vibe. And, you know, Will Smith moved 5 million records in 1997 after Snoop is on the run of his life. DMX is coming. Pause. Eminem exists. You have, like, we really got to revisit 93 to 97 and what was winning at that time. So, if anything, I always felt like that was like, yo, you know what? You don't have to be that to win out here, because I ain't that. So I never looked at it. I never looked at it super negative. I mean, hey, look, Eminem's infamous second verse. Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do. So fuck him and fuck you too, right? And that is a superpower. Now, granted, obviously being Independence Day, being the Bad Boys, being the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I'm sure all that helps, Will. But the music still has to be good. The music still has to be good. And the fact that Will was just providing the alternative, right? Because now what we all screaming and hollering about, oh, ain't no balance. Ain't no balance. He was the balance. But the problem is, literally, what we're doing right now, in real time, we'll shit on the balance. Like, that's what we'll do. We'll shit on the balance and be like, I don't want to hear that. Like, well, no, we selling dope and fucking bitches out here. So that's the vibe. That's the energy. And we'll do that. And that's not fair. Just because at the same time, we'll take a gamble on something and like it for what it is, and it be garbage. I won't put a name on that bullet yet, but a lot of us is caping for a lot of subpar music just because they ain't talking about killing nobody. It's like, yeah, but this ain't that good either, though. Oh man. Yo, hey, yes. Yes, Wang is correct here. You looking for me was letting Tony Rock know he ain't ducking. Like, he ain't ducking. He's like, yo, hey, babe, you really want to run my fade? All right, let's do it then. Let's do it then. You think you want to run my fade? Because Will kind of sounded like, yo, I'll smack you as fast as I smack your brother, and ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. That's what this kind of sounded like. Mid key. It ain't even low key. Low key. But mid key, that sounded like, nah, you know what, dog? I tried to apologize. If you don't want to accept it, you can run my fade. How about that? How about I'm not running your fade? How about you run my fade now? Let's see how that works out for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to duck a fade in the slightest. You know what I'm saying? hey, Jones, we'll get to it. Hey, you know, if I got some time, if I get to this down, we might put a name on some bullets tonight. You never know. You never know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my man Jawan just checked in. Hey, look, people will prefer a Blueface record over a Will Smith record, and that's insane. There we go. Let's start. Let's start with things like that. We'll hype up anything. We'll hype up anything. Just to be like, oh, he got the streets. Oh, the downloads are high. But it's weak. And I can't listen to Will Smith. Y'all crazy. That be the problem. That be the problem right there. It's like, bro, like we're hyping up a lot of stuff. We are putting battery packs on. It ain't even mid, because mid would be like average. Like that's just like okay. You know, your grandfather smoked regular weed. Like, so Reggie and mid ain't necessarily like that ain't bad. Like, but y'all, it's seeds and sticks out here, and y'all still trying to roll up, and it ain't working out. You dig? My man Cloak the Scribe just checked in. Facts. Even if you do what's considered clean rap, it still has to be great. Yes, exactly. The bar should forever be greatness. I don't care what you rap about. Well, let me rephrase that, because people will try to rap about anything now. I don't care if you're rapping about guns. I don't care if you're rapping about drugs. I don't care if you're rapping about your first date. I don't care what you're rapping about. Is it fire, though? Is the bars barring? Are the lyrics worthy of being rewound or repeated? Like, that's what matters. Good music over a specific type of music any day. I am always here on the side of good music. Speaking of that, hey, y'all, if y'all haven't, you gotta see that Kanye academics interview. We might go live and talk about it. I need to watch it again just so I can catch everything he did the second time. Bruh, man, oh man. and see, Jones be hating. Jones, you can't feel this way. You gotta let us know what Will Smith's music did to you. Now, if this is stemming from some passive aggressive thing where Getting Jiggy With It came on at the school dance and you like slipped on accident while it was playing, like, bro, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. I'm sorry your Air Force One got messed up at the dance when you slipped when Getting Jiggy With It was playing, but you can't do this, bro. I can't allow this. You know, hey, as we take a pause, not necessarily a pause, because I'm just going to go back into one of my other notes, right? I also like listening to Will albums because you can tell who inspired them to create. You know, like Big Willie style. Hey, listen, if y'all listen to it again, and I really implore you to listen to this again. That a lot of that album sounds so much like Jay and Nas, it's ridiculous. And granted, Nas really wrote on some of the album, but I think Jay-Z wrote the intro. I think it's like They Know or something like that. I think it's the name of the intro on Big Willie Style. But and Nas wrote some albums on here. Shoot, Nas wrote a song on here, and we'll get to it. But I love to hear what he's inspired by or what inspired him to create, because he's really not necessarily listening to the wave. He's just catching whatever he catches, and then he'll go and kind of like recreate. Like on that Lost and Found album, it's a song that he sounds like just like Ludacris. And I think it's called like Party Starter. I think that's the name of the joint. But yeah, he sounded like Luda was like, wow. I was like, yo, he must have really heard a lot of Ludacris. And that was '05. So yeah, that's very logical. Ludacris was everywhere from 2000 to '06. So you got that. But and this and on this album, I could tell that Will was listening to gospel, yay. So Jesus is King and Donda and all of that. Big Sean, which irony with the yay, right? And of course, Nas. You know what I'm saying? Because who shouldn't listen to Nas? Nas is the greatest rapper of all time. And yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it. Yes, he's my favorite rapper of all time, but he's also the greatest, But hey, I'll let y'all argue about that in the comments. I'm not even responding to that tonight. I don't even care what you got to say. All right. Because and so now forward and back, right? Rave in the Wasteland was definitely inspired by Yeezus. A little Yeezus was in there too. Pause. But I was like, yo, this sounded like it could have been like a derivative of like Black Skinhead or something like that. Like it felt real Yeezus-ish. Now I love the Yeezus album. I love the playing, the manipulating the sounds and how it was all stripped down. I got Yeezus over Pablo. So and a couple of and Ye and Kids See Ghosts. The more albums that Ye and Kanye West dropped, the more Yeezus is not at the bottom of the list. So I just want to throw that out there. And I was on the album in 2013. Let me see. I mean, I seen a lot of comments, man. We gotta go back. And we're gonna get to the rest of the track list here. I only got a few more notes left, but we making good time. I appreciate y'all checking out the live. Y'all know the vibes, the biz. Thank you. Yeah, my man, Joe's talking about he gonna listen to jazz over Blueface or Will. That's crazy. Oh man, Will Smith over Blueface. Keep it a bean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I know you don't want to give Ye no attention, but man, hey, I already reposted the clip. The Jim Jones story was so funny to me. Oh man, I know we don't want to give Ye no attention, but man, hey, that story that he told about needing that PDF file was too funny because hey, I felt him. I was like, hey, bro, don't do that. Hey, I will say this: Kanye letting the other F word fly and the N word fly with that Black Dragon clan outfit on, and it's wildly enough, it's on brand. It's on brand because that is what the KKK is about. They are homophobic, they are anti-Black, they are anti-Jew. Like it's crazy how his language with the Klan outfit on made more sense. But we can't talk about this because we're talking about Will Smith based on the True Story album. I'm halfway through here on my notes here, man. Hey, Jones gotta bust the switch dance. You know what I'm saying? To prove he's not a hater, man. We gotta do it. Will Smith music is just corny. Go listen to Black Suits coming from the MIB2 soundtrack. You know what? Actually, you know what? Wow. You know what? Actually, you said something here, Jones. I don't think I've ever heard the Men in Black 2 soundtrack. But I tell you what, though, I heard the first one and Cruising on there, and Cruising is incredible. And I think Nas wrote that too, or was inspired by. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Intro, the maestro, nice flow. I'm like ice though. No, I'm like, I don't know, I forget. But Cruising is fire. Just Cruising on the Men in Black soundtrack, fire. That absolutely nothing's corny about that, Jones. I will not accept slander on that one. Let me see. Well, my man said, here come Wang. I know you're gonna fight me on this, but a few songs have the Tech 9 flow. No, because you know what? Let me get to this because somebody else. I'm gonna help you out to how much money Tech 9 is actually making too. So no. No. You know, Wasteland said, okay. Listen, I'm not mad you think it's a Tech 9 flow, but check the cadence. Listen to the Rave in the Wasteland joint again, right? because I don't think you're far off on that one. But listen to specifically look at Yeezus Black Skinhead. Listen to that. And I feel like it's a derivative. It's an interpolation of that exact record. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jones, hey, it don't matter. Hey, listen, you saying that was 97, you would never say that about DMX. Oh, get at me, dog, but that was like 98. No, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was 97. You would never do that. You would never do that. You'll never say, oh, but Backseat Freestyle, that was 2012. You'll never do that. It's just gonna be fire. And you're gonna stick and you're gonna stand by it being fired no matter what year it is. When it's 2035 and somebody is like, man, Kendrick ain't had a hit in years. Or I don't really like Kendrick. He's too conscious for me. And then when they was like, I like Backstreet Freestyle, though, you're not going to counter with, but that was like 2012. You're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Man, hey, you know what? This is actually a good question, Jawan. You know what? I'll be real. I got to listen to it again like today. But I'll say this off top. I felt it was better than Millennium off of that listen just in 05 because I went to that album quicker than I went to Millennium. So I don't, but for me though, also, I don't think Will Smith puts out bad albums. I think they're against the grain of what the standard of dope is. I think they're an alternative. I think obviously he always totes this line of not quite being gospel, not quite being for kids, but it's super hip hop. Like you can tell Will Smith loves hip hop. So by just circumstance, I got to listen to it. I love listening to hip hop heads create. And so I don't think Will Smith has like a bad album. Well, I don't know, maybe Cold Red. Hold on. I tell you what, Lost of was definitely over Cold Red. That was with Boom Shake the Room on there. He's like, I flip her around and then I rock that booty. That's a bar on there. I'm not making that up. Okay, it's a joint on here called Bulletproof. Now look, I ain't gonna front. Okay, Bulletproof. Now I know for a fact, I ain't pocket watching. I ain't his accountant or his financial advisor. But Will Smith got Jelly Roll and Teddy Swims money. I know he got it. I know he has it. So I don't know why either one of them are not on this song. But hey, dude, shout out to the dude, Jack Ross. I'm not a hater, but I thought you were Jelly Roll. And then I was like, wait, no, is that Teddy Swims? And then I just went to my computer and I read the credits in the track list. I was like, oh, Jack Ross. Oh, okay. Maybe he signed the Will. Don't know. But it's a good song nonetheless. Hey, here's the undeniable record on the album, though. Hard Times with Tiana Taylor. Hard Times with Tiana Taylor is a bop. If you think this album goes 1 for 14, that is the one. I think that is the undisputed. Okay, this one goes. So there should be nothing bad said about that record. Then we go Beautiful Scars. Hey, listen, this sounds like King's Disease, right? Like I hear Nas all over this verse. Beautiful Scars and I ain't gonna lie, I don't really like the production. And that might be nitpicking because it's not bad, but yeah. To me, I like Nas and Will collaborating. It's just fun. It's just fun for me. And I enjoy it. And Beautiful Scars is definitely one of those. Big Sean gets busy. I think Big Sean is phenomenal as a lyricist. So, hey, beautiful, wonderful time. I just wish that a lot of times that when Will want to get in the studio with Nas, that they just pick harder beats. That's it. You know what I mean? So now we've come to like towards the end of the album because hey, look, hey, it's a joint on here with Joyner Lucas. I kind of expect that now, like they're buddies. You know what I'm saying? They're buddies in real life. And that song is cool. And the First Love joint, the with I think it's got like the Spanish feel to it. Again, it's cool. Make It Look Easy, another cool record. You know what I'm saying? Again, these are just cool records. I'm not gonna be over the moon about them, and I'm not gonna totally defecate on them either, you know. But now we get to tracks 11 through 14, and I'm gonna bundle all of these because uh you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like, hey, it is cool. I heard it 3 times for the sake of this live. It probably won't, it ain't gonna get no burn again. I ain't gonna capture you. It ain't gonna get no burn again. A couple songs won't. But here's the deal with this. Because 3 times on this album, there's like the Reverend skit, right? And I totally feel the perspective of trying to be inspirational, showing that you're God-fearing, and wanting to deliver positive messages, right? But I'm not sure I took this as seriously as I should. And that's not to say that I think Will Smith is playing with God, but I really think that instead of doing this reverend voice, that he just should have used his voice or really got an actual reverend to do these interludes. Because they're not skits, really. They're interludes to a degree before the next song drops. It's just hard to take it serious for me, especially when you look at the content of the songs that are coming up, because you can make it, which is another. Hey, now here you go, Wang. Now this is because, like, again, I don't really mess with the Friday dude, but he on here. The Sunday Service Choir is on here. So again, here's Gospel Yay, but this is like Gospel Yay meets Tech Nine. Like, this is Gospel Yay meets Tech Nine. Hey, listen, shout out to Tech Nine for being all the really rich guys' favorite rapper, right? Because he's obviously writing for The Rock, and he's obviously writing for Will Smith. So shout out to Tech Nine for really getting it out here. Because I mean, obviously his flow is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? He's Tech Nine is one of the more phenomenal flowers of just music, like rap music. His flow is up there with some of the greatest to ever flow. And bars and flows are different. Not that Tech Nine doesn't have bars, but his flow supersedes everything. He has like super duper Saiyan flow. These songs are good. They are good, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The Reverend sermon interludes throw me off because I kind of felt like he joking. I've heard producers use Will Smith interview clips better than Will Smith is using his own voice on this album. Work of art, got Russ and Jaden on it. I was honestly looking forward to Jaden cleaning up his pops on the record, but he only singing on it. So, we don't get that moment. Because Jaden might be a better rapper than Will by now. He might be. I mess with Jaden on the rap tip. He's actually dope. He's actually really dope. Yeah, and then we close out with like another sermon. Hey Russ, you know what? I'm not gonna act like I'm a big Russ fan, but Russ can really rap, bro. He's a really good rapper. Um and you know, it's what can I say? What can I say? Because I want to be positive. I will say this. I think again the content is positive and it makes a lot of sense. And I think even the words he's using in the sermon, they make a lot of sense and it's very positive. But I think sometimes you can try to be a little too creative. And in the aspect of being a little too creative, you can take a lot of the thunder out of your message and what you're meaning and what you want to convey. So just a perspective, just a thought. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got. That's what I got. Let me look at my notes again. Okay. All right. Hey, listen, you know what? Yeah, that's it. So look, 14 tracks, 37 minutes, 8 seconds out of 5. And I'm trying to be fair. For me, 2.75. 2.75 out of 5. Now, I understand that that rating sounds really bad. I do. I realize that sounds really bad. But again, I am basing it off of one, everything that I have heard this year so far. And also, I just got to be real. I mean, man, hey, listen, I think that I would have will been more serious in certain spots of this album because if he is more serious, I think these songs hit harder. And then I'm damn near giving it a 3.5. But based on what we got here, no, 2.75. 2.75. Okay, that's all right. All right. You know what I'm saying? We're not mad at that. We okay. That's a good deal. Hey, Jawan's making a great point here. He maybe should have did like Snoop and had actual gospel singers. Yo, we don't talk about how good that Snoop Dogg gospel album is. Like for the most famous Crip in the world, like to ever exist in life. What was the name of the album? Thank God. That Thank God album by Snoop was fire. That was fire. That album was better than some of his secular music, as the Saints would say. And I I think that if you are a rapper and you're not going to just consult with Kirk Franklin, right? I want you to, and you want to do something more inspirational, or you just want to show love to God, praise God, whatever, what have you. Yeah, you can listen to Lecrae, you can listen to No Malice or Andy Mineo, or what's my man named Bizzle. You can listen to those guys, but honestly, I think you should listen to Snoop because I think then you would be in the situation where, yeah, your faith might get ridiculed, but you'll be making the best possible product. And again, good music is going to always win. Good music is going to always win. You can't point to um you can't point to a time in history, no matter who it was, who the artist was, what the genre was, what the year, the decade, the plight of America, no matter what it is, Good music always won. The better the quality of music, uh, the better the quality of music, the better you get at just results, just results. That would be best. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, 2.75 out of 5. Will Smith, based on the true story. There's not much deep dive at all on it. You're gonna listen to it and you're gonna hear a lot of what we've talked about tonight. You're gonna hear some gospel, yay. You're gonna hear some Nas, you're gonna hear some Big Sean, you're gonna hear some Tech Nine. Excuse me, you're gonna hear some Tech Nine for sure. And that's okay. If anything else, because I haven't listened to MC Light album yet, but I do appreciate the 80s hip hop legends, the 80s rap legends, the early 90s. And when I say early 90s, I'm talking about 90, 91, because the Chronic is 92, 93, and that started like a whole different wave. I'm talking about everybody from 84 to 91. I am happy that everybody from 81 to 84 to 91 is still making a conscious effort to put out music, to put out product, and to be in the space of creating music, because that is going to help provide balance. Now, the thing I don't want to happen is that us new 30 and 40 somethings, we get too stuck on ourselves and we try to age ourselves out of the music that's actually for us. Yeah, I like Nas. Nas is my favorite, but he's also the age appropriate music I should be listening to. I shouldn't know. I'm also at the age now where I should know more more Nas records than NBA YoungBoy records. I just should. You know what I'm saying? I should know more Cole and Kendrick and Wale, and even though they're newer, but they're still older gentlemen like Griselda, then I should know that more than Kodak Black. I should, and that's okay. I should be anticipating the MC Light album more than the Saweetie album. I should be. I made it in the 1980s. I was born in 1981. I'm Lotto's dad's age. So the music really ain't for me. I'll listen to it though. But I should at least be providing my own self the balance and the range to make sure that I can enjoy and experience both. And that's all. And that's what y'all should do with this, man. Hey, listen, if you want, again, another change of pace, if nothing else, I give you a change of pace because I think that's important. I think that's very important. So, hey, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Will Smith, based on the true story, album review every Tuesday. And if I can make it after this Tuesday, I can make it through any Tuesday. It's been a busy day today. But man, listen, I appreciate you for checking out this live. Again, you can still register to win to pick that next review until I get some entries. I'll still be doing the reviews. Or hey, maybe I'll just eliminate it now, because now, hey, once I get to 300, I'm just throwing the prize out. I'm just gonna do one that I just feel that I just want to do. So you let me know. Register to win. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you listening. And know that always and consensually, love.